Well, Don just told you on SportsCenter at 11 a.m. they're going to officially introduce Phil Jackson as the head of basketball operations of the Knicks. And I assume that our next guest, Walt Clyde Frazier, is happy. Clyde, welcome back to the show. Are you happy?
Oh, yeah, man. I think it's a terrific day for the Knicks organization, bringing Jackson back with all the success that he's had. So I'm really happy for him as well to see him back in the game again.
Tell us why you believe one of the greatest coaches of all time can be also a great executive.
I think it's easier being a GM because you don't have to deal with 12 or 15 different personalities as you do as a coach. So as a coach, you got to know how to manipulate different players and get them psyched up to play the game. So as a GM, he just has to know talent. And obviously he knows talent. I mean, he's put guys together before on the court, coming up with the different system, the triangle that he developed for Kobe, for Shaq, or whether it was with Jordan. So he knows the guys that can play in this particular system. And I think his knowledge is definitely going to help him as a GM.
Do you think that this could be done quickly? Is Phil Jackson the type of guy that could turn this around quickly with the Knicks?
I think so. I think it's a coach like Woodson has turned it around quickly when he started to get these guys to play defense. That was what was lacking from last season, the defensive intensity, which was creating the offense for the team, especially in transition, the three ball. So during this winning streak, you've seen that type of tenacious D from the Knicks, and they're a different team.
Now, Michael and I have argued about it. I understand that things have come together, better defense, J.R. Smith more involved, but also, well, not to take anything away from them, but you can't ignore who they played these last five, right?
Not too dumb, but if you look at the NBA, it's not that tough, especially the Eastern Conference. I mean, there are not a lot of bona fide teams in the Eastern Conference, but these are the same teams they were losing to before, the Milwaukee's and the Charlottes and all of these teams. So they finally started to get it together. It's inexplicable to me. I can't explain why all of a sudden they're hitting the open man, they're getting back on defense, they're contesting shots. It just happened. I don't know. Maybe Woodson finally got to him. Finally they're listening to what he was trying to get them to do. But then you do it without Chandler. Chandler goes down, the team is thriving, Amari doesn't play, they still win. And before, we were talking about we needed these guys back. Kmart hasn't played in a while. So even when under this type of adversity, the team is starting to prosper now.
All right, Walt, let's play the what-if game. You've had a very successful run as a broadcaster. Phil Jackson calls you up and said, Walt, I want you to be on the bench coaching defense for the next coach. Do you leave the broadcast booth?
It's something I probably consider, but it would be a big lifestyle change for me. You guys know I like to stay in bed a lot, alone, guys. So, coaching a lot of meetings, something like the other night when we came from Boston, I always hear the trainer tell the guys 11 o'clock practice. It's already 2 a.m., man. So I'm like, I don't know, man, if I could make that change. But, I'll listen to Phil. If he wants me to help in some way, man, I would love to. I mean, he knows my defensive prowess. When he was on the team, when we were rookies together, that's the only time we got in the game, when the Knicks needed to press and trap and play some very tenacious D. So, I'm sure he might come to me. As a matter of fact, Isaiah, man, a lot of people berate Isaiah, but when Isaiah came to the team, he came to me, talked to me, gave me carte blanche to go talk to the players, especially Stephon. Like Clyde talked to him, I think you can help him. So, I have nothing bad to say about Isaiah. He really gave me my due as a former Knicks player, and he alluded to the fact, Clyde, I want the place to percolate like when you guys were there. I want to bring in all these guys. I want to do this and that. So I'm sure Phil is going to bring that same enthusiasm, but unlike Isaiah, Phil has lived it. He knows it. He's been there, and I think that should help him as well.
Walt, you hear rumors about the money, $12 million, $15 million piece of the team. Do you think deep down inside when Jim Dolan gives him this contract, he's hoping that maybe one day during it he may change his mind and want to coach again?
Well, I guess depending on the coach that Phil decides on who's the coach and the success of the team. But, that might be in Mr. Dolan's mind, in the back of his mind, that he might, eventually Isaiah did that. So you never know what Phil might think if the team is not successful under his auspices with a different coach, that he might, look to step in himself. But the other thing, guys, we're looking at is respect. This league is all about respect. When you talk to these players, see, they know me vaguely. The young players, they know you vaguely, but, that was then. This is now. That's how they kind of equate the game. So when you mention Phil Jackson, they can't say, well, what did he do? They already know what the man has done. So right away he has a credibility, he has a respect to all the players, and to me that means a lot in this league when the guys really respect you from the get-go.